Hi everyone, I'm Amber with Amber O Signs, and this is Pat from Movements. So I know you've had an interpreter in the past. What has been your experience with that and deaf bands been?
Surprisingly enough, I haven't actually met any of our deaf fans before, at least to my knowledge, and I apologize if I'm forgetting anybody, because I don't think that I've met any of our deaf fans. But it's really cool to know that even people who are deaf can be included in the music scene through interpreters, and they can still understand the meaning behind what these songs are about based on someone just signing it to them, which I think is so sick. But the first time that we had an interpreter, I was really confused because I didn't I knew that it was going to happen, but I forgot at the time. So I remember, I think it was you that was next to the stage on my left.
No, it wasn't me, but it was a girl that came to Warped Tour with me to do it for Full Sail stage.
Right. I remember seeing her on the left of me being like, what is this person doing? Because at first I thought, is she just dancing? And then I looked over, I was like, oh, she's signing. Yeah, that's right, I forgot that was happening. So it was funny, but no, it's so cool. I really appreciate what interpreters do, and I'm glad that we're able to widen our fan base because of it, and that there's no boundaries, I guess,
Yeah. Since then, have there been ways that you have tried to incorporate these fans in a live setting, or other ways to make them feel more included?
Honestly, no. and I wish that I could say yes, but we haven't. I don't think we've really had an opportunity to. Typically, we work with organizations and stuff that reach out, or for instance, we worked with the Alzheimer's Association because we have a song about Alzheimer's and whatnot. But so far, I don't think that we've really had any. Anybody from an interpreter's what would you call it,
There's deaf organizations, and then certain interpreters have their own businesses and nonprofits surrounded around
so
that.
far we haven't really done anything with any sort of the organizations that help deaf people. So honestly, I guess the answer to that question is we haven't really. But I would love to figure out a way that we could, and that we could continue to do that in the future, because obviously we want everybody to be included, and it's very important to us that people with any sort of disability can come enjoy a show,
Right. And through your music, you talk about mental health and the stigma around that. Similarly, there have been certain stigmas around deaf people who are fans of music. What is your knowledge on that, and how do you think we can go towards breaking that stigma?
Truthfully, I don't think I really have much knowledge on what the stigma against deaf people at a show would be. I honestly don't know.
It would be that they can't hear, so how can they enjoy music?
Okay.
And that's the general consensus around it.
See, in my opinion, I don't think that music necessarily has to be about what you're hearing, and I think that what's really the most important part of music, at least in my case, or in our case as a band, is I think what the message behind the music is, and what it is that we're talking about, or what it is that we're discussing, be it mental health, be it certain illnesses, or the loss of a loved one, whatever these songs are talking about. I think if you can connect to it in some way, you don't necessarily need to be hearing the song. Anybody, even somebody who isn't deaf, could go read our lyrics without hearing our song and still feel some sort of connection to it. So the fact that somebody who's deaf, who wants to come to a show just to enjoy the fact that it's a live experience, sure, they might not be hearing it the way that anybody who is able hearing. How would you describe somebody who's not deaf?
Hearing.
Just hearing. So they might not be experiencing that show the same as somebody who is hearing, but they're still there, they're still feeling it, they're still with the crowd, they're getting the energy, I think that that's awesome, I think that that's beautiful, because why shouldn't they be able to enjoy that,
I agree.
Yeah.
I grew up going to a lot of shows, and there's something different about being at a show rather than the music.
Absolutely, yeah.
Captioning is also a big part of inclusive content away from the live setting. What are some ways that the band has gone about doing that, or that you could?
again, I mean, we really we haven't done much of that at all. But I think things like adding caption. Well, I take that back because I believe on all of our music videos there's a caption option.
Auto captioning is different.
It's different?
Yeah, because it doesn't really pick up music that well.
Okay.
And auto captions kind of just throws out what it thinks it hears.
Okay. Well, honestly, I don't know what we could do better, and I guess that would be a question for you because how would we go about I guess being able to be more inclusive when it comes to our music online?
Well, captioning obviously, and there's like captioning agencies that
Okay.
will caption it for you for like $1 a minute or something.
Really?
It's really cheap and it affordable for smaller and bigger bands.
Cool.
And then when I do my YouTube videos, I do it myself. So I'll take the transcript it makes on YouTube and then change it to what I actually say and then align it to the time.
Got it.
So there's kind of different ways. And then I used to do it the really hard way where I would do everything by hand.
Crazy.
And I would just make my life harder.
Yeah. No. I mean, that's awesome though. That's amazing that you are putting your time and your effort into doing that. And as painstaking as it might have been.
I figured out an easier way.
Okay. Yeah. No. Good. Honestly, I think that's something that I'm going to start thinking about more. That the things that we could do as far as being more inclusive, and I think that'll be something that I definitely bring up, as far as the next record cycle goes, and even with our music that's currently out, talking to a captioning agency or something is definitely something that would be important to me now that I know that that's even a thing, because before now I had no idea.
Yeah,
so.
Most people don't know about it.
Yeah, I really did not know, but no, that'd be awesome. I would love to I guess work towards that. So
how would you like to see the music scene being more inclusive moving forward?
I think that the music scene needs to be more inclusive, just in general, really towards anybody. There's a nonprofit organization that we actually had at one of our shows on this run, and they're called Half Access.
I know about that.
Yeah, you know Half Access? Yeah, and they're working on getting a whole database of all of the, disability-friendly venues and different places that you can go to concerts, if you're in a wheelchair or whatever your disability may be, so that you can still go to those shows and enjoy them and be safe and not have to worry about dealing with some stupid stuff. So I love that. I love the fact that people who are in wheelchairs are coming to our shows. I think that's amazing. We have a fan in, where were we? Omaha, Nebraska, who has Down syndrome, and he is so awesome. He's one of the coolest kids ever. I love it because he'll come out to shows and he'll sing along and he'll have a great time, and I love to see that, and I would love to see more of that, because I think that music can be extremely healing, and it can be a really good experience for, again, people who are just disabled in any way. So I love that you guys are working towards having more deaf fans. I would love blind fans to come out. Whatever it may be that your disability is, that shouldn't stop you from being a part of this music scene, and it shouldn't keep you from enjoying it.
I love that.
Cool.
Well, thank you. That's all I have for today.
Sweet.
I don't know how to do outros very well.
See ya.
Bye.